Hi, this is Craig with Sulcata Grove. I'm here with Celeste and Valerie today, and we are going to be tasting the Orinoco banana. Orinoco is actually more often considered to be a plantain than a banana. It's also called the burro, and it's very commonly grown here in South Florida. There's a full size and a dwarf version of this. I think that these are actually off of the dwarf. The Dwarf Orinoco is one of my favorite. This is sticky. One of my favorite banana plants. It grows very quickly, very thick, produces well. It's a nice one if you're not. It's a great. This something that's really sticky on this banana.
It's the banana sap.
Oh, okay.
That's
This
why
one
I
got some
refuse
sap
to
on.
touch it.
But it grows really well. It's a great. It would be a great first banana to grow if you're not used to growing bananas. It's very forgiving. Again, it's usually considered a plantain, and so a lot of people eat this one green and cook it.
It's cooking banana. It's not
cooking
a plantain.
banana.
Yeah.
Okay, to me, cooking banana and plantain is
But it's not
about
a
the
plantain.
same. But anyway, we're going to give this. If you do let them get fully ripe, though, you can eat them out of hand. And so it's a fairly thin-skinned banana. This one's very soft because it's very ripe.
Might be overripe. To me,
Yeah,
you have to
it's a
hit
little
these. You have
overripe.
like a day or two where they're really perfect.
Yeah, that's the advantage of the cooking banana is you have a long time to eat it if you're going to cook it, but once it gets ripe, they tend to go pretty quick and stick to me. All right. A little overripe.
Yeah, very overripe.
But to me, that has a really good flavor to it.
You do. You like
I like that flavor.
It's a little bland to me.
It's a little
but you like
bland,
that
but it's
subacid.
it doesn't really to me have subacid there in it much anyway.
Near the middle, to me, you get a little bit of that, like on your tongue.
No, a little bit, not much. But to me, it's nice. It's got a good sweetness to it. I like the texture. It's not as dense as some of the other ones like a huamoa or one of the other ones that have a real density to it in McKenya. But I like it. To me, it's a good banana. It's nothing super special, but it grows so well. It's so easy to grow. And a lot of times when you come across a banana, if you bought a banana that didn't have a name to it, a lot of times it ends up being an Orinoco.
And they're pretty cold hardy. That's why people in Florida like growing them.
We had a plant of this that we grew up in Gainesville where it would get down into the teens every winter and it would freeze back to the ground. But for 15 years, it came back every year. It never fruited up there, or at least never long enough to have ripe fruit. But so yeah, they can take some abuse. And
this one does break down though, and it gets overripe. So it's really one that you have to watch. Like this is almost too ripe, but if they have a little bit of green up here, you really have a day or two where they're just perfect.
This one that we just had here, I mean, the core of it was nice. The outside was already starting to get a little mushy. So, it was a little past its prime.
If you want a lot of bananas, I mean, these things produce.
They do produce, and a lot of ours, if we don't have, if we're not really keeping up with fertilizing, we get these smaller, 2 or 3 hands worth of bananas off of a raceme, and that's all you get, which usually is fine because we're the only ones that eat them. But with these guys, you'll still get some pretty big racemes of fruit off of them.
You could probably just make smoothies out of those. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they freeze well. They make smoothies out of them. You can dry. Have we dried Orinocos?
I think we should try drying these and the huamoas just to kind of see what they're like, and maybe we'll put
Saba's
it at
our favorite one for drying. Sabas do great, and so we usually have enough Sabas where that's the only thing we need to dry. But we could try some of these other ones too and see. Actually, a huamoa would be nice because it'd make a big, huge chip out of it there. But
what'd you think, Valerie?
Of this
Mine
banana?
was really mushy.
So the texture for you was just off-putting.
Too mushy.
Yeah, it's kind of like to me the blue Javas too. Like you get that nice fluffy like day or two of it, and then like it just turns almost liquefies as it ripens.
So if you like, if you like a banana, some people like the bananas when they're still a little touch of green in them. Some people like them all yellow. Some people like them with the brown flecks after, just different stages. If you like them a little earlier, this would be even. I like mine like really ripe, like almost overripe, but not quite. But I like a sweet banana.
Yeah.
Anyway, so good banana, great tree great plant if you want to grow the plant. Produces well, good flavor.
Yeah, it's attractive, like big dark green leaves.
Yeah, it's a nice thick, especially the dwarf variety. I like better. It's
me too.
It gets to about 7 feet maybe,
or under.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice dwarf thick plant, and it pups and gives you a nice mat of bananas pretty quickly. And so, all right, well that's it for the Orinoco. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.